Tennis. Eala advances to round of 16 in Indian Wells after Gauff retires. Indian Wells, California, updated. Filipino tennis ace Eala advanced to the round of 16 of the BNP Paribas Open after her opponent, American star Coco Gauff, retired with an arm injury. Eala had won the first set 6-2 and was leading 2-0 in the second when Gauff called it a night. Gauff, a two-time Grand Slam champion, had already received treatment on her left arm during an injury timeout. "I really didn't want to win this way," said Eala, who progressed to the third round with a tough 3-set win against Ukraine's Diana Yastremska last Saturday. "But this is still a really big moment for me, to be able to play in Stadium 1 of Indian Wells, and against such a great competitor," she added. "I'm really grateful to be here, and super happy." The 20-year-old Eala had played much better against Gauff than when they first faced off in Dubai last month, where the American cruised to a 6-0, 6-2 triumph. They traded breaks early in the opening set before Eala seized the momentum, holding for the first time to take a 3-2 lead. She then capitalized on a string of errors from Gauff, including multiple double faults, to pad her advantage. Eala utilized a variety of shots, including well-timed drops at the net, to keep the American off balance. She broke again to extend the lead to 4-2, at which point Gauff took a lengthy medical timeout to receive treatment on her left shoulder and arm. Gauff soldiered on but struggled with her serve, and her costly double faults helped Eala seize the opener. The Filipina carried that momentum to the second set, where she built a 2-0 advantage. At that point, Gauff went to the net and told Eala that she was calling it a day, having dropped her serve in the second game. Eala hailed Gauff as a role model after the match, as she also paid tribute to female trailblazers on International Women's Day. "First and foremost, I want to say Happy Women's Day, everybody," she said. "I want to say thank you to all the incredible women who have paved the way for other women, among them is Coco. Thank you, Coco, for being an amazing competitor and amazing role model. I really hope that everything is well and that you would recover soon," she added. Eala will face Czech Linda Noskova for a place in the quarterfinals. Another huge crowd had packed Stadium 1 for Eala's showdown against Gauff, and the Filipina was again effusive in her gratitude. "Mabuhay, Mga Kababayan, Anito Tayo sa California," said Eala. "Maraming salamat sa support at Magita Tayo sa next round." With agents France Presa. Title: The Day the Desert Shifted, Eala's quiet storm at Indian Wells. The desert air in Indian Wells Tennis Garden carries a strange stillness before big moments. It is a place where palm trees sway gently above world-class tennis courts and where rising talents sometimes collide with established champions. On this particular afternoon, the tennis world witnessed one of those moments, a turning point that would be remembered not only for its outcome, but for the promise it revealed. A young Filipina stood on the court, focused, composed, and fearless. Her name was Eala. Across the net stood a formidable opponent, American star Coco Gauff, already a household name in global tennis. For many spectators, the match seemed like a classic contest between experience and potential. Gauff, a Grand Slam champion and one of the brightest stars in the sport, carried the expectations of the crowd. Eala carried something else, belief. And sometimes, belief changes everything. A stage built for greatness. The Indian Wells Open is often called the fifth Grand Slam. With its massive crowds, electric atmosphere, and elite players from across the world, every match on its courts feels important. Legends have lifted trophies there. Rivalries have been forged there. But tournaments are also where new stories begin. For Eala, stepping onto that court was more than just another match. It was a chance to show the world that she belonged among the sport's elite. Still only in the early stages of her professional journey, Eala had already built a reputation as a determined competitor. Trained at the prestigious Rafael Nadal Academy, she had developed a playing style that blended patience, tactical intelligence, and fearless shot-making. Her forehand had bite. Her movement was quick and fluid. But perhaps most importantly, her mentality was strong. And she would need all of that against Coco Gauff. The match begins. From the opening points, it was clear that Eala had not arrived in Indian Wells merely to participate. She came to compete. Gauff, known for her athleticism and powerful ground strokes, began aggressively. The American's serve cracked through the desert air, and her backhand, widely considered one of the best in the women's game, produced early winners. But Eala refused to be overwhelmed. Instead, she responded with calm precision. She extended rallies, moved Gauff side to side, and waited patiently for openings. Each point became a small chess match, strategy against power. Gradually, something interesting began to happen. The crowd noticed that Eala was not backing down. Her cross-court forehands landed deep, pushing Gauff behind the baseline. Her defensive skills turned impossible balls into playable shots. When opportunities appeared, she stepped forward with confidence. It was the kind of tennis that frustrates even the best players. Pressure builds. Matches at the highest level often shift through invisible moments. A missed break point, a double fault, a brilliant passing shot. In this match, those moments began to accumulate. Eala sensed the tension and played with growing confidence. Her shots carried more authority. Her movement became sharper. Each rally seemed to tilt slightly more in her favor. Meanwhile, Gauff appeared uncomfortable. Perhaps it was the rhythm of Eala's play. Perhaps it was the relentless rallies. Whatever the reason, the American star began to struggle physically. The desert sun can be unforgiving even for elite athletes. Long rallies and intense movement test endurance as much as skill. At one point, Gauff paused between points, breathing heavily. The trainers watched closely. Still, she fought on. Champions rarely give up easily. An unexpected turn. But sport, like life, does not always follow the script fans expect. As the match progressed, it became clear that something was not right. Gauff's movement slowed. Her shots lost some of their usual sharpness. She glanced toward her team more frequently. Then came the moment that changed everything. After a brief discussion with officials and medical staff, Coco Gauff made the difficult decision to retire from the match. The crowd fell into a hush. Retirements are never the way players want matches to end. They bring a strange mix of emotions: disappointment, concern, and respect. For Eala, the moment was bittersweet. She had been playing excellent tennis, pushing a world-class opponent to the edge. Yet victory by retirement carries a different feeling than winning the final point. Still, the result stood. Eala had advanced to the round of 16. A historic step forward. For many young players, reaching the second week of a tournament like Indian Wells represents a career milestone. For Eala, it symbolized something: